Hi, this is Viridian of ViridianGames.com, and today I'm going to talk about Syndicate Wars by Bullfrog. Syndicate Wars is the sequel to Syndicate, a game where you play the CEO of a large corporation in a world that is ruled by many such large corporations. In Syndicate, you control 4 cyborg agents as they stalk around a city, completing objectives for you that increase the power of your corporation. These missions can range from escorting to assassination to convincing agents and scientists from other corporations that they really want to work for you. The original Syndicate was a fan favorite, and ideas for a sequel kicked around for a couple years. But the project really got underway when Michael Mann, an artist at Bullfrog and a big fan of the original Syndicate, created an animation of a city from the original Syndicate slowly rotating in 3D. Now, the original Syndicate was 2D and tile-based, so seeing one of those cities in real 3D generated a lot of interest. People would come into his office and he'd show them the animation, and they'd all say, "Wow, what's that?" And he'd say, "That's what the next Syndicate game could look like." So the powers that be greenlighted a true sequel to Syndicate and asked programmer Mike Diskett to lead it. Mike was glad to because he was also a big fan of Syndicate and had been responsible for porting the original game from the PC to the Amiga. Now, Syndicate Wars was developed concurrently with Dungeon Keeper, and you can notice the similarities between the two games. In both games, you have a rotatable camera in a 3/4 view that looks down on a little simulated world that you can influence. Both games grew out of the Magic Carpet engine, and the two teams shared some code, but the two games ended up solving very different problems. For one, the cities in Syndicate Wars are larger and have more complex geometry than the dungeons in Dungeon Keeper. Plus, Syndicate Wars features Destructible Environments. The plot of Syndicate Wars is that Eurocorp was the corporation that effectively won Syndicate 1 and took over the world, and things were hunky-dory for a while until a group of scientists sent to study some odd ruins of the North Pole went crazy, redubbed themselves the Nine, and started a religion called the Church of the New Epoch. The Church seems determined to break Eurocorp's hold over the world, but their ultimate goals are unclear, at least in the beginning. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is log in. And this is actually the demo of Syndicate Wars. I chose to use the demo instead of the actual game because the demo mission is very interesting. It's got a wide range of things to do, and it shows off the basic construct of the game very well. The first thing we're going to do is go into our equipment screen. You see we've got 4 agents here, and this is something I do for the demo. I sell everybody's weapon except Agent 4. Agent 4 is the only guy who will have a weapon at first. And I do that so that we can get body mods. Body mods make your agent so much more effective. We're going to buy all 4 body mods, body, legs, arms, and brain for all 4 agents, and let's just make sure they've all got them. Yes, gosh, that exoskeleton looks kind of familiar. But now that everybody is ready, we're going to accept the mission and enter the city. And we're going to start with a little sort of in-game cutscene here. We've got some punks, and they appear to be robbing a bank. And here come the boys in blue. This is a non-interactive scene. Lots of missions had these little bits in them. The citizens of the Syndicate world all have chips in their heads that make them think that they're, in a paradise. So they're not really prepared when violence breaks out. Alright, here come the cops, but the cops are completely outgunned. Ooh, and they even blew up one of the cop cars. The camera seems to like that one female punk. I wonder why. I wonder why it's following her around. And now the mission begins. Here are my 4 agents. First thing I'm going to do is select the Uzi for the one guy who has an Uzi. And we're going to start running around the city. This is what you do. This is the basic gameplay of Syndicate Wars. And you can see that the isometric perspective is very similar to that of Dungeon Keeper, but the geometry is much more complex than anything in Dungeon Keeper. We just killed a punk. She had an Uzi, so now I've got 2 guys with Uzis. Now, these guys, I got to be careful because one of them has a high explosive, and I want that high explosive. Oh, yes, we picked it up in time. When you kill somebody with a high explosive, it arms automatically, and if you don't pick it up in time, it will blow up, and you along with it. Now everybody's got an Uzi. So I've got 4 cyborg agents with Uzis running around this city, which is a good start. The first objective is simply eliminate the unguided, and the unguided are the punks. Their chips have been overridden by the Church of the New Epoch, and for some reason every single person whose chip gets overridden decides to dye his hair blue, pick up a gun, and shoot at anybody who isn't an unguided. I'm not sure why. It's almost as if the chips got reprogrammed instead of destroyed. Now these guys gave us a little bit of trouble, and as you can see, it was because they had miniguns. But my modified cyborg agents were capable of taking care of them, and now we have miniguns. And we will continue to run around here. Now, this guy can be a problem, because he's got another high explosive, and he wants to blow this building up. There he is right there. He's going to drop the hex, and we need to pick it up before it goes off. Phew, got it. Okay, and he goes down real quick to 3 miniguns. But he's only got an Uzi. You can only carry one of each weapon, unfortunately. So everybody else who drops an Uzi, we can't pick it up because everybody's already got an Uzi. Oh, crying out loud, I got hit by a car. There is nothing more humiliating in this game than having your agents die because they got run over by a car. Oh, there's that female punk. I wonder... Oh, but we've got a big patch of yellow on the radar. Let's pan over and take a look at that. Yep, there are the zealots. Now, the last mission objective here is to persuade an enemy scientist. The only problem is we don't have a persuadertron. We're going to have to liberate one from one of the zealots. And that's why the camera liked that female punk so much. She had the money from the bank robbery. Now we've got it. So let's track down these zealots and liberate a persuadertron from one of them. You can see that they've been going around persuading a whole bunch of people. So they've just got this huge army behind them, including a punk. They actually persuaded a punk. Oh, here we go. But we've got 4 miniguns, and that should see us through. Yes, it does. Alright, now, I know one of these zealots has an electron mace, and another one has a persuadertron, and we want both of them. I'm having trouble finding it, though. It can be really tough to click on the little weapon icons on there. Oh, there it is. Electron mace. And here comes one of my favorite speech samples in the game.
Electron mace.
I love it when he says that. Ooh, see? That's why. Alright. Now there's very little in this city that can stand against us. And we could start persuading people too, but we're not going to. Instead, I'm going to show you a demonstration of the city's destructible environments. This was something else that Dungeon Keeper didn't do anything like. So we're going to go ahead and drop one of the high explosives that we picked up inside this bank. It's already been robbed, it's empty, we may as well just go ahead and blow it up. And there it goes. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. You can do that to practically any building in the city. Alright, let's switch back to the electron mace. And now we've got a couple more unguided that we need to take care of. So we're just going to wander around here until they decide to show themselves. Ah, there she is. Zap. You can use the vehicles in this game, but I don't like to because the vehicles are actually pretty weak. And if they die, if a vehicle is destroyed, all your agents that are in it die instantly. Okay, here is the scientist that we need to persuade. This is by far the hardest part of the mission because as soon as we persuade him, we are going to get ambushed. So I'm going to have the agent that's going to do the persuading break off from the rest of the group. Agent 1 will persuade the scientist, while 2, 3, and 4 will try to deal with the ambush. We got him. So let's switch to Agent 2. And just wait a second. A flying car is going to come in with zealots with an electron mace. And there it is. There it is. We need to kill it. We need to kill it. Can't we kill it before? Oh, there went number 2. Oh, what happened? Oh, crud. I switched back to Agent 1. Oh. Come on, come on, come on, Agent 1. You can kill it. You can finish it off. You can finish it off. Nope. Well, if I hadn't switched back to Agent 1 accidentally, then I might have had a chance. Ah, well, I guess the ultimate lesson of Syndicate Wars is that everybody's life is cheap, including your own. This is Viridian. Thanks for watching.